the 2K Sports pregame show.
The NBA season is in high gear, and we are so glad to have you here with us on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. My companions are Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
On the floor for the visiting Milwaukee Bucks. At shooting guard, Dwayne Wade. At small forward, Jimmy Butler. At center, Wilt Chamberlain. At the other guard position, Allen Iverson. At the other forward position, LeBron James. The head coach of the visiting team. At small forward, 6 feet 7 inches, number 24.
It's an Eastern Conference battle here at the Air Canada Centre in downtown Toronto as the Raptors look to work their home court advantage. And as we start the weekend here on this Friday night, 2K Sports welcoming you to NBA basketball. With Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. A quick trip here for the Bucks, just one game away before heading back to Milwaukee. These guys are hot, no doubt about it, continuing to put up win after win.
And I think for the Bucks, they have hit the ground running this year. The work they did in the offseason has paid huge dividends right away.
Sure it has. I mean, they came out of the preseason with a real air of confidence. There may not have been many outsiders who believed in them, but now plenty of people do.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. Setting the floor for the Bucks, LeBron James is out there with Jimmy Butler. Then there's Dwayne Wade. Then there's Chamberlain, and it's Iverson in at the point.
Boy, once again, the Raptors were able to put forth a really strong year. You know, the national media recognized it, and the Raptors picked up more and more of the spotlight marquee games as a result.
Bucks have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. James outside. Six on the shot clock. And another 3 for Milwaukee.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Hudson kicks to Westbrook. Shot's good.
Off to a nice start here. They've hit all 3 from the field.
So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. Butler passes to Wade. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Here's Hudson. He picked up 15 points in their last win against San Antonio.
And also, he competed on the backboards. That also had a lot to do with the game.
And slam dunk by Butler.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it. Really impressed with the way Jimmy Butler last season made big strides in his game, going from a supporting role player to someone you can build your team around.
Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Dwayne Casey.
We talked about their defensive game plan, and he said, For Dwayne Wade, you've got to make him a jump shooter and not fight for his pump fakes. When you do that, it's a foul or he's going to go right by you for the dunk. Kevin, Wade known for that deadly shot fake. We'll see if they can stay disciplined.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. And Jimmy Butler had the career highs across the board last season. Won the Most Improved Player of the Year award. Really picking up his production in his 4th season.
You know, we had seen the flashes of potential in Butler before. Last season, he sustained great play and really took everything.
And some changes here for the Raptors. Aldridge comes in for McAdoo, and Barry subbed in for Hudson. And then for Milwaukee, Malone comes in for Chamberlain, and John Wall subbed in for Dwayne Wade. Barry. Offensive rebound, and he gets it to go.
Yeah, how about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second-chance points.
Wall dishes to Iverson. The drive by Malone. That's good. Great play set up by Iverson.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
Johnson outside. He kicks it to Aldridge. Great D that time from LeBron. Milwaukee leading by 9. 3 seconds separate the shot clock in game. Oh, and the jam by Butler.
How about the huge lead, and we're still in the first quarter.
And, guys, it hasn't just been the scoring. I mean, they're playing tremendous defense, too.
Iverson against Westbrook. And they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
And you can tell he's hungry because that's how you eat away at a lead right there. Make some highlight reel plays and shake that defense up.
Well, Greg, you're right. Not all 2 points are the same. Not when they come on a stuff like that one.
Well, I like the craftiness in his game. I mean, he can distribute or he can attack.
And LaMarcus Aldridge, the franchise player on this team, without question. He talked about the responsibility that comes with that role.
In every aspect, you know, it's a change for us, being more vocal, doing it on the court, trying to lead in practice.
Greg, does that acceptance come with putting a whole lot more pressure on yourself? And if so, what does that do to LaMarcus Aldridge's game?
And you know, Kevin, that's what's going to be so interesting to find out. Some players, you know, they really relish in that situation. They rise to that occasion. And others, I don't want to say they wilt under the pressure, but they're just not comfortable in that environment. And in the NBA, you get to do it on TV and in front of thousands in person.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Bucks.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
Also, guys, the passing has been terrific in the first half. They'll be happy with all those assists.
On the court for Milwaukee here in the second, Jimmy Butler is out there with Moses Malone. Then it's Wall. Then there's Dwayne Wade. And it's Chamberlain in at the 5 spot. Bucks leading by 12. Well, Clark, the Bucks were much improved on the road last season, going 18-23.
Yeah, they were very competitive. This young team fought hard and rarely found themselves out of games on the road, which is a good sign for the future.
Wade's gone 2 of 3 from the floor.
Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
Clark, that deficit will go away quickly if he does.
And how about how he capped that one out, almost like the 1-2 punch.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
And how about the game plan that was constructed for that one? I mean, it was apparent how powerless the D was to stop it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I mean, they just didn't have an answer for anything they threw at him.
Bogues against Wall. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's tipped and stolen by McAdoo. Now the Raptors moving it up. Malone with the block. Now the dish to Wade. And he dunks it down.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
And for the Bucks, who only won 5 road games in 2014, last year's mark of 18 is a huge step forward. Still, they had problems last year as they had an 11-game road losing streak towards the end of the season.
Well, I tell you, the Bucks are taking steps in the right direction on the road. The problem is the franchise hasn't had a winning record on the road since 2001.
LeBron's checked in for Milwaukee. Iverson comes in for Dwayne Wade. Raptors trail by 14. And here's Bogues. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. He faded back on that one to give himself some room. 8 points for the Prophet.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
And Wall kicks to Malone. Shoots it up. And it's Iverson missing.
High-quality shot. Just a little off there with the release.
And, Greg, that has him S-H-H-ing, shaking his head. Tough miss that time.
Clark. Clock at 6. Here's McAdoo. The shot is off. Iverson with some nice D. Pass to Wall. Takes the 3. James kicks to Iverson. Chamberlain a screen. Shoots the 3. And Allen Iverson good for the 3. Iverson's got 12 points in the game.
Now he's starting to pick up from what he accomplished in the first quarter, where he made 3 of his 3-point attempts.
Bogues against Wall. We've got 28 seconds left in the first half, and he gets the bucket.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
Chamberlain a screen. The leaner. And it's another Milwaukee shot right there going in.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
We've got 13 seconds left in the first half. Here's Hudson. The shot is off. And so we wrap up the first half. Milwaukee on top, up by 15. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
I'm alongside Coach Casey. And, Coach, you guys are getting torched out there tonight. What's going on?
I don't know what has happened, but our defensive concentration, rotation has gone the way of the Buffalo. And I don't know what it is. I could care less about offense. You know, we're going to score. That's not the problem. It's making up our mind and having to.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the halftime. It's Milwaukee with the advantage at the half. They lead by 15. Kenny, what did you see from them?
Well, they were dishing out dimes.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. What a game we're seeing from Allen Iverson.
Yeah, you know, one of the things about the truly greats of our game is that sometimes you get spoiled because of how consistent they can be. And so far, another big scoring night for him.
And oftentimes when he puts up that many points in the first half, he follows it up with an even better second half. We'll see if that's the case here.
Raptors trail by 15. Well, last year Toronto won their division and got bounced out in the first round. Same result, Clark, they had back in 2014.
Yeah, but, you know, despite that sameness, they were an improved team last season, Kevin. They did a lot of the small things better in total, and I thought looked better and more cohesive as a group.
We've got Hudson. McAdoo out there with Johnson. Then there's Russell Westbrook. And it's O'Neal in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. They're the group for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. The Bucks have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And they've increased their percentage quite a bit since last season, guys.
And for the Raptors, they're shooting an efficient 53% from the field.
And as you mentioned, the Raptors did improve last season. I mean, they cut back on their turnovers a lot. They were top 3 in the league in terms of taking care of the basketball.
And as you said, the Raptors took care of the ball a lot better and as a result had more assists. They also cut back on their fouls, and that was helpful. Little things like that made them much more competitive as a team and helped lead them to those 49 wins.
James with it. He's against McAdoo. Can't connect from short range. Westbrook against Chamberlain. Iverson with the block. Butler on the wing. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game, and that is good.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off. Just sensational stuff.
Nice adjustment here with the full court press, trying to rattle the offense a bit.
Toronto calls timeout. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
You know, sometimes you're going to win because of your performance, and on occasions, which was the case for them, it's the play of your opponent that allows you to escape with wins.
Well, you're right. I mean, there were a lot of turnovers in that game, some caused by their good defensive play, but some were just carelessness. You know, Dwayne Casey was once a player at Kentucky, took me and hosted me on my recruiting visit at Kentucky back in 1979. Actually got his coaching start at the school as well.
Raptors trail by 20. Westbrook kicks to Aldridge. To the paint. Here's Shaq. No good. Now the Bucks take it the other way. As we were talking about Coach Dwayne Casey, he's found his place in Toronto. Took them, Greg, to back-to-back postseason appearances.
And, you know, it's good to see him finally establishing himself as a head coach. Really known as a defensive specialist, but once he gets in charge of a team, he'll have them focused on defense and really stresses that in every practice.
Aldridge, no luck.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just basically whiffs on that one.
Time now for an injury report. Now an update on LeBron from Doris Burke. What'd you find out, Doris?
Well, Kevin, I caught up with head athletic trainer for the Bucks. He said he checked out that wrist, and fortunately, it looks like there's no long-term damage. The schedule becomes a real grind at this time of the year, and that injury is only going to make things harder on this team. Guys?
All right, Doris. We will, of course, keep everyone updated as we find out more.
And you know what? He could have a long road ahead in terms of getting back on the court. But one thing we all know, he's never been shy of hard work.
No, he's not. I mean, he'll be doing everything he can to make it back as soon as possible.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Malone comes in for LeBron. And John Wall subbed in for Iverson. Shot clock at 6. Screen by Malone. Wall passes to Malone. Can't hit. O'Neal with the defensive effort.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Johnson, a wide open look. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got 3 assists tonight. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way. This break gives us the chance to see which teams have been the most successful in the transition game this month. The Bucks #1.
I mean, it's about the pace they've played with here offensively. They don't look like they're showing any signs of slowing down.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Good. Westbrook's got 6.
You know, his ability is matched only by his energy, guys. I mean, he's usually in the middle of everything for his team.
Westbrook against Wall. It's blocked by Shaq. Fast break Toronto. Johnson's got the ball. Here's Hudson.
Milwaukee foul call.
This is his second trip to the line in this one.
An 85% mark from the line. There aren't too many players in the league who are going to sport a much better percentage.
You know, he's been one of those players they've wanted on the line as much as possible this season, especially in close games, guys. Boy, they came out of the locker room at halftime with a much more physical disposition than they had in the first half.
And that helps, Clark. They've gotten extra trips to the foul line, and they need that to continue if they're going to get back in this game.
Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Wade. Here's Wall. That's good.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout, just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball.
Okay, fans, put your hands together.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Bucks leading by 22. On the floor for Milwaukee starting the fourth quarter. Allen Iverson out there with Dwayne Wade. Then it's LeBron James. Then there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Malone in at the 5 down low. Iverson and another basket for Milwaukee.
And not much breathing room there. The step back move gave him just enough to get it off.
Toronto shooting at 48% from the floor. Looking good. Nice shot by McAdoo.
No matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball in the paint.
And it's a big key thus far in this game, Clark, because whenever they've gotten the ball in the paint, good things have happened.
Here's Barry. He dishes it to Bogues. 17-foot shot on the way. And here we go. Fast break. James has got it. And that'll be Milwaukee as it goes out of bounds. Bucks retain possession. And the Raptors with some changes. Shaq's checked in for the Beast. Johnson comes in for Hudson. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Bogues. And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. LeBron, good.
Boy, Kevin, what a sweet stroke from LeBron that trip.
Here's Westbrook. Here's Johnson. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got 4 assists in the game. Well, when you think about guards who play without fear or any hesitation, Russell Westbrook is the first of those guys to come to mind.
I tell you what, man, his relentless pursuit and attacking of the goal and his opponent is really something to watch.
Iverson dishes to Malone. The shot is off. Shaq with some nice D. The Raptors have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Screen by O'Neal. Here's McAdoo. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
He's got some serious momentum going right now. He's been great all day. Even last game, he was on fire.
Iverson outside.
Well, the game's getting bigger, going international. But at least in the U.S., it really seems the game is going indoors. Back in the day, the legends of the game still played on the blacktop. That's becoming a thing of the past.
It's Westbrook with the drive. Here's O'Neal. Misses in close.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
And speaking, Clark, of playground basketball, why do you think that is, that the players are going indoors?
Well, I think one reason is playing on hardwood is nicer. It's easier on your joints and safer overall. The game has changed and it's big business now, but there are still plenty of weekend warriors who get their hoop on outside.
LaMarcus Aldridge, he's checked in for Toronto. And then for Milwaukee, Chamberlain's checked in for LeBron. Irving comes in for Jimmy Butler, and Curry subbed in for Dwayne Wade. Right at the free throw line, Aldridge, good.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it, good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
Here's Iverson, and he goes in for the dunk.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
Knocked loose and stolen by Irving. And it's Toronto with the rebound. 1:31 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Westbrook drives in. Johnson kicks to Westbrook. O'Neal passes to Barry. Soft touch off the glass.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Bucks.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, Clark could seem toying with them.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin, quite honestly. They were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
And in terms of the season record, this is going to be their 18th win overall.
And by making sharp in-game adjustments, they've really taken control of this season series, guys. This win tonight will move their record to 2-0 with 2 left to play against the Raptors.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. The Beast, he's checked in for Shaq. McAdoo comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Bogues in for Barry. Johnson dishes to Bogues. Back to Johnson from downtown. Cannot hit. And Milwaukee will come the other way. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. From deep, Iverson. And he gets it to go.
And they're not finished just yet. They're going to make sure about this win.
Yeah, not taking any chances, Greg. This is how you close a game out. Textbook.
The kick out to Irving. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
And this is going to be a fantastic result for them. No win on the road comes easy.
Not in the NBA, they don't. And trust me, they're going to take a little extra pleasure in this win, having silenced an entire building of hostile fans.
6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Here's McAdoo. Solid play on the low block, and that one's good.
Feeling it. No doubt about it. He's definitely feeling it right now. Shooting a terrific percentage from the field.
On offense, here are the Bucks. The drive by Iverson. Milwaukee with the ball. Malone. No good. So no problem for Milwaukee as they get the win. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. And now time to go to Ernie Johnson, who's alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Kevin, thank you. So why don't we take a look now at our Jordan Player of the Game? He notched his season high, and his scoring really seemed to set the tempo for his team tonight.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he was on fire.
There was nothing they could do to slow him down, Ernie. Man, you go into a building on the road and completely control the action like he did. Only a few players could do that, Ernie. I'm impressed.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.